Welcome to today's p-log. I just have done so much today, so that's why we're shooting in the evening where the light's a little awkward and wonky. But everything is good. I know my clothing choice is pretty interesting today, but honestly, it's more towards what I want to keep wearing. But today was a really humbling day. I woke up, had prayer group, felt tired after eating a bowl of cereal, and so I went to sleep. Then I woke up at some point, and mom's been at work in the morning. I woke up at some point after dreaming about waterbending, which was so weird because it actually hurts to waterbend. Didn't think that would happen. I was like this, and it was like things were hurting on my arms. It was such a weird dream. But the funnier part was the fact that anytime I tried to show my family, they weren't watching. And I'm talking about my cousins, they weren't watching. So it was frustrating. But anyways, I woke up still amazed that I could waterbend. And I was like, nothing interesting. I'm not motivated. No stories. Because like I've been giving story pitches for like the past 3 days. I just had another, it was number 8. And, but before that number 8 came, which was today, I was just, there was nothing coming in. I was just like, I'm not, and it was just like, it was just really sad. It was just a sad look for me. And then all of a sudden, while I was on TikTok, because that's what I did, I started scrolling on TikTok, an idea came, and I was like, oh, that's great. I should make a bear pita pitch. Better get up and get ready. And it's like, wow, the fact that I'm motivated to do that, but I'm not motivated to know God, that's a problem. So I decided not to shoot a bear pita pitch. I decided, and I was like, this is going to make a good p-log, but I'm not going to shoot the p-log until afterwards. Oh, well, it wasn't that part. It wasn't at that moment, by the way. It wasn't at that moment that I realized it's a shame. It was at the moment where I was like, oh, this is so great, I'm going to get up now. But I didn't get up immediately. I still continued on TikTok just a little bit. And just that amount of time, it wasn't that much, but it was enough for me to forget that idea. And I was like, oh no, what was the idea? I even went to the likes on my TikToks to see if it was from there that I was inspired. And I was like, it's a shame that I'm willing to go like this for an idea when I haven't even gotten into the word that inspires and is the life of these ideas. The life of these ideas is God. The life of these ideas is the truth. And for me to say, I want to look at, TikToks instead of the word. Because the fact is when you're given a gift, you're not gonna be doing exactly what everyone else is doing. If anything, you're going to be doing what God speaks to you in your heart directly. And you can only know what God's voice is by reading the word, that you may know what he wants to use you for, because his voice will come through and it will coincide with his word. That's why it's important to read the word. You get discernment. But if all you do is you have this gift and you have the desire to do stuff for God, but you don't get to know who God is, you're leading yourself astray and your gift is going to be basically tarnished. So anyways, that's the lesson. It's a sad one. And it's a very brief one. I mean, usually p-logs are super long. But just not a lot to say except for the fact that, and I'm also glad that I delayed this p-log because as promised, because I had this feeling, as promised, I delayed the recording of this. I delayed the recording of the pear pita pitch, and so many more ideas came when I was reading the word, and that's because that's exactly what it's supposed to be. Our source of inspiration is supposed to be God's word, and not that every single idea is great, because you have to discern. There will be an idea that comes, but I'm like, but it has to be, pointing to God. It has to be, like, that is the running thought. Because there are people who make movies about God. I don't know if you've heard or if you've seen this or if you've known about it. Hopefully none, because it's sad that it even exists. But there is this film that really blasphemes Jesus and his relationship with the disciples. And that's an example of saying, I want to do a film about God, or I want to do something about God, but you twist it and you pervert it. And some do it more obviously, some do it obliviously. And either way, blasphemy is being committed, and you don't want to be part of that camp. And the best thing you can do is to pray and ask God to show you how to give him glory, and that you can be with a clear conscience doing that with what you're doing. Because the number one thing about our gifts is it is supposed to lead people to Christ. It is supposed to build the body. It is supposed to edify the body, and it's supposed to glorify Christ. If we're doing things that are opposing to that, or fight that cause, fight against it, then we're essentially working on the wrong side. Or as Tyler Joseph would say in Clear, you're shooting your general on your side of enemy lines. So we're just like, what the heck is wrong with you? So anyways, that's the lesson. As far as any #learning with the Lord, really no updates, except for the fact that I see myself doing a lot of music producing on my own, which is kind of too bad, but it makes sense because if I'm able to teach my brother what God's been teaching me, then I think God can teach me how to do it. So to God be the glory. And honestly, there's a fly on here, and that might be the reason this thing falls. I'm very upset. Anyways, if it falls, that's the end of this video, so we're gonna see what we can get in here. The fact, this fly's annoying. It's now crawling on the phone. The fact that I am actually learning with the Lord, and there are so many things, by the way, with learning with the Lord, and that's included in the whole idea. Which let me go ahead and elaborate. So on January 7th, I did journal about January 7th of 2017, and I share this in my testimony. I did journal about how when I was praying to God through journaling, how one of the things he did respond with first was radio and YouTube. And then, of course, on the next page, it is conversations. But I have never seen or known what radio would look like until today. So stay tuned for that. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I mean, I know what I want to do, but I don't know how I'm going to put it out. I'm gonna need to get some software for sure. But yeah, that's gonna be the plan. Very excited. What else? There is one more thing I wanted to say, and if I can't remember it, then it's not worth talking about today. That's a shame, because I want to talk about everything. Oh, well, I guess, I know I did talk about the radio thing. That is so strange, right? I've never really just forgotten something in the middle. I mean, I have, but for it to just disappear like that, that's really crazy. Well, I guess that's it for today. But yeah, for sure, get into the Word. The God that you want to speak about, the God that you want to share with people is first revealed directly. Like, oh yeah, the lessons of the Lord stuff. That was what I was saying. But anyways, the God that you are wanting to share with people has revealed himself firsthand to the Jews, and it's been recorded in the Bible for us to share and to get into. If you aren't getting into that, it's as if you're learning about, say you want to learn about a president, and there have been history books written about this president. But instead of reading those history books, you just sit thinking the president's going to come to your house, or And it's like, it's not impossible for the president if you're in America, because the president can do things not like to be weird, but he can visit, he's done things where he goes to people, um, different presidents. I remember one theme or one joke is how Bill Clinton would go to McDonald's or something. So God is someone who could definitely just visit you like Bill Clinton goes to McDonald's. But if you can know about him for yourself through the Bible, and like, it's like you're getting letters. It's like you're intercepting letters from God to the Jewish people. Like, that's what reading the Bible is like, because it was written to them, but it is for our benefit when we read it, and for our understanding, that we can know who this God is that we're serving, and just this whole idea. So it's important to think that way, you guys. Anyways, learning with the Lord, it was something that I did not expect to be this way, to be this relieving. I was definitely not sure what it would even look like, but I just knew that it was something that God was capable of. That was all I knew. I didn't know what it would look like, but I thought it was going to be more self-learning, where it's all me, like I'm the one researching, I'm doing. And it's like, actually, God is just going to drop ideas, and then you look it up, because it's like, it's an idea. And that's what it's been. Like, I was reading Ecclesiastes earlier, and I learned about the word canticle from looking up King Solomon. Because I was reading, and I was like, who wrote the book? And it was King Solomon. So I Googled, King Solomon was born when? And he was born at this time. And that's learning. And already it's being applied. It's being applied. That's all you gotta know. It's being applied. But, yeah, just to see that I don't have to, like, I would be so worried about, I need a structure, I need a set plan. And it's like, there is really no set plan. It's just, as you're reading, God will drop that in you to discern and to look into stuff. So it's been great. It's less chaotic than I thought it would be. And that's basically all I want to say. This fine might topple this phone over, so we're going to cut it here. Thanks for watching. I hope you're having a good day. And, yeah, trust God. Trust God. Don't just follow God. Trust Him. Make that a song, Kanye, please. Okay, bye.